welcome to Oracle Arena. I'm Ed Cohen with Jay Williams. Jay, final year for the oldest building in the NBA, but no doubt, over these decades, there's been no shortage of excitement.
Oh, when I think about Run TMC, you think about the killer crossover by Tim Hardaway, and then the sweet shooting of Chris Mullin and Mitch Richmond.
As good as it gets. The Houston Rockets control the opening tip. Jay, last year, Rockets 65-17. Good for #1 record in the West. What's going to be good enough this year for the Rockets to get to the NBA Finals?
Well, you need CP3 to be healthy. If he's healthy, you can make an argument that the Rockets may have won the Western Conference Finals against the Golden State Warriors. But also, I think James Harden needs to continue to build on his play in the playoffs in particular. Everybody knows about how great he was during the regular season, but those last 6 games against the Golden State Warriors, he really struggled from the three-point line. He shot 37% during the regular season. He shot 20% in the Western Conference Finals.
Paul, defended by Cousins. To Capella. Turned away by Cousins.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
Thompson. Deep left corner. Durant. Jay, another one goes down. They're right where they want to be.
Exactly. Next play, you have to turn around defensively and get in the stance and actually keep that same kind of tempo.
Oh, the whistle. Jay, take your hands off of me.
Those cat-like hands almost got a steal.
Curry. That's his first personal foul. Team foul #1.
Two-point shot for James Harden. Knocks it down off the step back. The challenge defending a guy who can be a 1 or a 2.
We're not old men talking about this game. We don't define players by positions anymore. Is he a 1 or is he a 2? No, he's James Harden. He is a scorer and an elite passer.
Knocked loose. Tucker, tough matchup with Draymond Green. Count the basket inside.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Harden in a matchup with Boogie. James Harden, 2 for 2. That's what you want. Sometimes it looks like he's not locked in, but think otherwise.
Let's be honest. Sometimes he is not locked in when the ball isn't in his hands. But do you need James Harden to be locked in 100% of the time? No, you need him to be locked in 95% when he has the ball in his hands. That's when something spectacular is going to happen offensively for your team.
Finishing inside the paint on that one. Have we ever seen anyone like KD?
Easy answer. No, he's the greatest offensive threat we've ever seen in the game. He has a 7'5" wingspan, and he's doing things that Russell Westbrook does with the ball. We've never seen it before.
Why even?
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Yeah, they're lucky they get the ball back. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor.
Substitutions, Golden State.
Nene. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. Missed his first. That one goes. Change of scenery, but how can Melo still impact a franchise?
It all starts with a mindset. It starts with embracing and accepting your new role. He is no longer a starter in this league. He's a guy that's going to need to be positive on the bench, bring in his shooting abilities off the bench.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block. Man, that was impressive. Nene. To Anthony. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And Carmelo Anthony. Zero hesitation as he knocks down the 3. Knowing Carmelo Anthony, the competitor, you know he wants to do the same things as he was doing 5 years ago. Can he?
Well, the answer easy is no. Your mind is telling you yes, but your body is saying the exact opposite. The next step for Carmelo Anthony is to understand that he needs to keep it simple. If he's a catch-and-shoot player, help provide spacing and open up that lane for other players to attack.
3 titles in 4 years, new arena next year, Jay, in San Francisco. Crazy to think that any of these Warriors would want to go anywhere else.
It's the way they've been leveraging their brand off the court in Silicon Valley. You see guys like Kevin Durant, who have 35 Media, his only media production company, also making a ton of investments. You see Stephen Curry and Andre Iguodala investing in E-Game Sports, amongst other things. I actually got a chance to host a Players Technology Summit with Andre Iguodala, where he talked about a multitude of things that he's invested in. They're able to leverage the business outside the business of sport, which is why I think they'll stay around in the Silicon Valley for a very long time.
Knight into the front court. Exactly a minute to go here in the opening quarter. Anthony, he made his first effort, but not that time.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
It's Rockets ball. To Anthony. Short jumper off the mark.
Woo, I like that intensity on that play. That's how you actually dig in the dirt and do your job on the defensive end.
The assist from number
Knight into the front court. Down 12. A couple of cracks at the line now.
Trust me, you want to avoid early foul trouble. Take that one as a warning.
team foul number 2. That's the first foul.
Brandon Knight, a couple of free throws on the way. A career 70% free throw shooter. First free throw is good.
Number 1, Michael Carter-Williams.
So he hits the first, misses the second. Has a chance. Shot by Thompson, misses.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
So we played one here at Oracle with the Warriors on top. Jay and I back with more after this. It's NBA Thursday night on EA Sports. Ed Cohen, Jay Williams with you as we get things started here in the second quarter. Thompson. Tough shot. He hits.
You know, someone had the audacity to ask Klay Thompson how he feels about being the third or fourth option, and I love his response. He said, I don't care. When you're as efficient as me, my paycheck warrants it. And I think about a game he had this past year. 88.4 seconds of possessions, 52 touches, 33 shots, 11 dribbles for 60 points just in 22 minutes. Proves the reason why Klay is Klay.
Eric Gordon has got 2 shots coming. A career 81% free throw shooter. Oops, he missed the first one. Knocks down the second after missing the first. Warriors last year had to go on the road, win a Game 7 at Houston to take the West. Jay, you know Steve Kerr wants to see his team play better at home, make sure they get home court advantage.
Especially because this is the last year at Oracle Arena. And when you have a team that can play with a sense of urgency that is as talented as this Golden State Warriors team is, you better watch out. They slacked off last year. They were 29-12 at home. Now, that's a pretty amazing record at home, but let me tell you why they slacked off. The 3 years prior to that combined, they were 114-9. I think we're going to see that Golden State Warrior team from those years instead of the one from last year. That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. Nene at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 66%. First try at the line, no good. Missed the second one as well. Trouble getting the ball across half court. Tucker to Harden. Lets it fly from long range, and it's Cook who grabs the rebound. To Thompson. Yes, Klay Thompson. With that, he's 5 for 9.
Klay Thompson equals a jump shooting metronome. Catch, plant, and shoot, and there's no wasted motion from the waist up, which leads to him being one of the most efficient players in the league. He's led the league for 3 seasons in a row in catch and shoot opportunities. You'll probably want to run him off the three-point line, force him to put the ball down on the ground and make a play.
It's Cook with the basketball. The advantage is 13 points. Lays it up and in.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
We get a whistle and a timeout by Golden State as they'll take a moment to go over things here in the second quarter. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Thompson to bring it into the front court. His team on top by 13. A pass taken away by the Rockets. He throws it down.
I don't think I could do that on a 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. Thompson to bring it into the front court. Looking to make something happen. To Durant. Fires the 3. Textbook defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Gordon with it. His guys trail by 13. Oh, stolen by the Warriors.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Durant cleans it up. DeMarcus Cousins. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
Let me tell you something that nobody will ever talk about. Did you see him slow down right before he was about to go up? That slow change of speed, that slight change was just enough to throw the defender off.
To Green. Beyond the arc for 3. No good.
Ed, you ready for another fun fact about the Houston Rockets?
Let's do it.
Okay, the team was established in 1967 and was given the name the Rockets because San Diego was the home to many space-age manufacturers. When the team eventually moved to Houston, the name still fit, giving Houston's association with NASA.
Wow, so Houston got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. Gordon sizing up Cousins. Green to Durant for 3, and Kevin Durant all in one motion hits it off the catch and shoot.
This is a game of ways. As a defense, you have to recognize that they come and they go. That will not be the case all the time moving forward.
Looks like both teams are making substitutions.
Sean Livingston.
Oh, blocked by Green.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
2 points.
Steph Curry matched up with Paul. To Cousins. Curry. That's good D. Shot no good.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Curry to bring it up. His guys hold a commanding lead. Thompson. That's off the side of the rim. Short. Harden into the front court. He'll run the offense. Paul to Capella. It's a big finish. Jay, you know the deal. Keep the touches coming inside.
As long as that defense continues to give you high percentage shots, you better take that every time.
And it's Capella with the rebound. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. He's 3 for 7. Just inside the arc, at the buzzer. First half in the books. The Warriors enjoying some breathing room right now.
Thanks, Ed. Let's get right into the action here. The Warriors entered the locker room at halftime with a significant lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Golden State Warriors. The Rockets have got themselves in a bad situation that seems likely to only get worse. At this point, it's all about pride and mental toughness. A comeback is not impossible, but it's also not likely. These are the guys getting buckets for the Houston Rockets.
Game track. Assists. Player of the half.
Draymond Green showed off his timing and athleticism with a lot of blocks. The defense he put on display requires the kind of effort that fans love to see from their team.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in that first half. We handpicked them for you. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
First half, very one-sided. What will the second half bring? We'll find out as we're underway. Curry into the front court. His guys leading by 14. Going to launch beyond the arc, and he's fouled. Good play by the shooter.
You know what? That's an even better play by the defender. I like the foul there. Send a message. Nothing easy.
He's going to have to earn it now. And hits the first free throw. Second and 3, got it. perfect from the line. It's all three of them. Who left in Houston? Luka Mute to the Clippers, Trevor Ariza to Phoenix. So, Jay, how do the Rockets adapt without two key wing defenders this year?
Well, other guys need to step up.
Whoa! Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay. Anthony. Ooh, Chris Paul. Small sample size, but making the most of it. He's 1 for 2.
Every NBA player has a superpower. His, obviously, is that depth perception, because that trajectory leads the ball to the net every time.
Well, as they get ready for the jump, someone's going to come away with the basketball. Curry. Thompson. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Paul into the front court. His guys...
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Curry can't connect. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. Has a look. Not going down for him this time.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Thompson to bring it into the front court. His guys holding the big lead.
The assist from number 11, Klay Thompson.
Ooh, Chris Paul. He has struggled just a little bit. 2 for 5.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
And the rebound comes down to the Rockets. Now Paul with the basketball. Down a bundle. Cashes in for 2.
Ed, all this talk I heard over the summer, what about CP3's hamstring? Will he be able to get back his first step? Will he still have it? There you go.
Cousins to Durant. From long range. And Kevin Durant unguardable. Hand in his face, he still hits the 3.
Ooh, welcome to the new reality. Positionless basketball. Bigs are now PGs with the ability to drain threes.
And they call it.
Just a tic-tac foul.
Klay Thompson. That's his first personal foul.
Tucker.
Number 1.
Oh, nice find for the basket.
Probably option 3 right there in the court, but every player is a threat. No excuse for that easy bucket.
Steph Curry against Harden. 4 threes. Oh, that's how it's done.
Man, you making people dance out there? I see you with the footwork.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Trying to cash in. Ooh, Chris Paul. 4 out of 7.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Durant to Thompson. Goes to the left side. Green. And knocks it down.
Green doesn't need to score to be effective. He's a more skilled Dennis Rodman of this generation. He's an undersized student of the game who can guard positions 1 through 5, a rarity even in today's style. Now let me tell you what he's going to do. He's going to disrupt your game plan and probably try to get under your skin. So stay composed and don't go for the bait.
And Stephen Curry, the fastest release in the NBA, hits the 3.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
Paul to Harden. Here comes the screen. Harden against the former Cougar. Chance for Chris Paul. Ooh, Chris Paul. With that shot, he's 5 for 8.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Now the Warriors going to call a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter.
Well, first off, energy and persistence conquer all things. But look at the way they're setting screens. Look at the way they're communicating to each other. They're actually hitting people on those screens, and they're coming off those screens with their hands in a target area, ready to shoot the basketball. When you play the game with that kind of precision and that kind of energy, you see why they're in the league.
Jay, you know the Warriors love challenges. As they go for a three-peat, why not try and incorporate the personality and presence of a DeMarcus Cousins?
Well, if there's anybody up for the challenge, it will be a head coach who's had multiple years in dealing with one of the hottest players, when I mean personality, hottest players in the league, in Draymond Green, and that's Steve Kerr. And look, DeMarcus Cousins is going to come back on this team probably after All-Star break, and I think he'll have a chance to really add another versatile piece. But in the interim, I think a guy like Jordan Bell is going to be huge. There's no more JaVale McGee in the squad, but a guy like Jordan Bell or Kevon Looney can give them the length and the intimidation of what they need down low on the blocks.
Harden with the basketball. Counting down toward a minute to play in this third quarter. Not done yet. Rebound taken in by Paul. To Harden. Paul, defended by Kevin Durant. Screen coming. Missed it. Almost a foul. They let it go.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on a shot.
Here's a chance from long range. The rebound belongs to Houston. From the painted area, won't go down. Count the basket.
The savvy players, they create contact. They throw their arms in you. They even throw their bodies into you. And as soon as you become hesitant defensively, they got you right where they want you.
From the outside, no good. The quarters come to an end. The Warriors with a commanding lead. The Warriors won the opening tip, so they have it to start the fourth quarter. The defending champs, Jay, getting all they can handle here at the Oracle.
You don't see this very often. They've come in and put up one heck of a fight, but it doesn't matter if you don't get a check in that win column.
Paul into the front court, looking to make something happen. Harden matched up with the two-time MVP. To Paul. Finishing inside the paint on that one. Curry. Oh, the touch at the rim. Count it.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Fires the three. It's no good. Shots not going down. James Harden at the controls. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
James Harden at the line for a chance at a three-point play. A career 85% free throw shooter. Whoops, that won't go. To Curry. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Cleans it up. Thompson. Durant. Buries it. What more does this guy have to prove?
He has everything to prove because he's not trying to prove it to you behind the screen, watching this game, playing this game. He's trying to prove it to himself, Kevin Durant, every day that he is the greatest to ever put on an NBA uniform.
Durant. can't go down. Smothering defense. To Harden. Lets it fly from long range, and James Harden, not sure why he was so wide open there.
I know there are refs on the court all the time, but it doesn't mean they can see every play. Maybe defensively, grab his jersey, step on his toe, do something to kind of change up his pace.
Durant to Thompson. Curry. Great defense, forcing the miss. To Harden. Has a chance. Harden shot. And a putback slam.
Ooh, shows like this separate the good players from the great ones. The good players, they have good first halves, and then they fade to black in the second. The great players, they just sustain that kind of dynamic energy throughout the entire ball game.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense to Capella. Rejected by Durant.
You know, sometimes basketball can become a very beautiful thing to watch. During the regular season, things can get difficult. Energy can be low. The passion at times can even be lower because players are tired. They're fatigued. But today, it's all been good. They're putting in an absolute show with killer efficiency and tremendous effort and intensity.
Now the Rockets will use a timeout as they'll talk things over here in this fourth quarter.
Visit our team website for the latest news, videos, interviews, and features. You can get all that and more, including the opportunity to attend a post-game press conference. Visit the website for your chance to win.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Paul here against Steph.
Into the game, number 34, Sean Livingston.
Fires the three, and CP3 knocks it down from three.
This game comes down to micro adjustments. Either mismatches, ball screens, slipping action on those ball screens, quick fades to threes. It just seems like you're actually finding your rhythm offensively.
Slams it home on the putback.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Rockets have the ball. That's blocked by Durant.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Harden in possession. He'll run the offense.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Klay Thompson takes on Eric Gordon. Beyond the arc for three. He's been dialed in from long distance. That's now 5 threes for the game.
Nothing more painful than the next day watching tape, seeing the fact that he got 15 points off three. Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Okay, they're lucky they get the ball back. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups.
State Warriors, number 23.
Harden. Yes, Carmelo Anthony. Now 4 for 9.
And Melo will be the first one to tell you this. He's not ready to be a role player just yet. He can still put up points in bunches. Didn't shoot the ball that well last year. Averaged around 16 a game. The lowest total of his 15-year career.
Harden has it up the floor. He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Durant to Green. Durant. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Durant. He was all over him. Paul to Harden. For three. Tough shot. Well defended.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
It's blocked.
Oh, and he can't keep it in off the block.
Man, that was impressive.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
It's Harden. Wide open look, won't go. Just inside the arc. At the buzzer, it's the Warriors who get the victory as they win this one in blowout fashion. That'll wrap things up. For Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Warriors put their opponents away in a blowout. The competitive edge, obviously, came from the way they shot the three ball. In fact, a majority of their points came from long-range shots, and that's just an amazing statistic. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Golden State Warriors. The Rockets seemed to give up on this game as it got more challenging. Losses like this become main discussion topics in the media. So hopefully this team is ready to answer the tough questions. It's not going to be fun. Check out the leading scores for the Houston Rockets.
Game track. Assists.
The Golden State Warriors showed off the kind of team chemistry that coaches love to see from their players. The Warriors won this matchup with a significant margin. The competitive edge, obviously, came from the way they shot the three ball. In fact, a majority of their points came from long-range shots, and that's just an amazing statistic. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Golden State Warriors. The Rockets are no longer suffering through what was a big-time blowout. And every team in this league loses games. You just don't want to lose them like this. I can already see a players-only meeting in their future. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Houston Rockets.
Game track. Assists.
The Golden State Warriors were very impressive in the way they shared the ball, giving each other the opportunity to not just take good shots, but great shots. That's what I believe made the difference for them in this game, that being the great assist.
Player of the game.
Klay Thompson gets the award for the most obvious reason, and that's his scoring output. He couldn't be stopped, and it was incredible to watch.
Who was cold?
Every player that makes it to the NBA is a great athlete, but even the best players have their off nights. Today was just one of those days for this guy. Here are the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Warriors were merciless in this game. The competitive edge, obviously, came from the way they shot the three ball. In fact, a majority of their points came from long-range shots, and that's just an amazing statistic. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Golden State Warriors. The Rockets seemed to lose their edge as the game got out of hand. My advice for these guys is not to watch any TV tonight, because it's not going to help them forget about this game. Everyone is going to be talking about this one. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Houston Rockets.
Game track. Assists.
The Golden State Warriors played fantastic team basketball today. Ball movement is clearly what separated these two squads.
Player of the game.
Klay Thompson could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball looked like he was playing with kids in high school.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this? Except that he fits the title of this segment. He was definitely cold in this game. Time now for the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
The Warriors put on a show in a blowout. The competitive edge. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. We look forward to seeing you again next time.